Welcome, folks. This is Will, KMac Vintage. I hope you can hear me okay today. Some people have been saying that some of my videos have a little bit of bad sound. I think it's this cable connection here, but anyway, I hope this one is okay. But what I wanted to do this video here for, geez, that even that camera is visible now. Yeah, you can see it up here. Anyway, usually that hasn't been there, but anyway, what I wanted to show was a video related to the Universal ROM. All right, as some of y'all know, my team and I we make standard. Let me switch cameras here. We've made standard 4 megabyte ROMs. These are the same as the Rominator from actually Big Mess of Wires. You see, so it's the same type. It's better said, it's the same concept. Okay, but this is a I think a 2 megabyte or 4. Yeah, this is 2. Um, so we have a 4 megabyte, which is this one that's got 2 chips on it, and we're authorized by Big Mess of Wires to use their base ROM image, and then with our own boot image. Big Mess of Wires for everyone is compensated for each one that we sell. So um, this is the 4 megabyte, and then the one that's got 4 chips on it, this is the 8 megabyte. Um, these are the ones that work in the SC30 and the other Mac 2 families. And they can be programmed with either the original Doug Brown and Big Mess of Wires ROM simm programmer. It may look something similar to this one, although this was a prototype of version 1 that we did a couple years ago, together with the original creator Doug Brown. That's why there's some jumper wires here. Then we came out with our version 1, which was based off of this, just did not have this on it, and a couple little different things. Then together with Doug Brown and our other team member Joakim in actually Sweden, they came out with version 2, which is a lot different, which is this one. It only has 1 actually chip on it compared to the this one that's got 3, because this has been taken away. So with either one of the ROM simm programmers, either the one originally from Doug Brown or from Big Mess of Wires or ours, you can program these chips with the Doug Brown software that went through a major update last year, before actually VCF Midwest, and now has a lot of amazing features in it, amazing nice things that can be done with it now. So anyway, together with those programmers and these ROMs, Joakim in Sweden and Doug Brown and that wanted to take it a step further, and because these ROMs are 512 megabytes. Well, sorry, 512. Yeah, 512K. And then there are other machines like this one here is a Quadra 700, and its ROM is a 1 megabyte ROM, but these will not work because of some other circuitry. Apple changed some things around of how it works. So these could not be used in this. Okay, it would never work. It would actually fry this. Okay, so together with Joakim, Doug, and Steve from actually Big Mess of Wires, Joakim came up with this Universal ROM. And well, between him and Steve, they made up the circuitry that's over here. So we have this in a 4 and an 8. So they're identical to these two over here, the 4 and the 8. But the advantage is that this can work in any of the machines that can work with these. So any of the SE30s or the Mac 2 family, CI, SI, and so forth. But these can also work in the Quadra and Performa series and so forth. So They can work in the 950, the 900. This is a 700 here, and they can work in the 575 um, with a modified ROM. And the nice things with that is that these machines that can handle quite a lot more RAM, the ROM has the actually RAM checksum disabled. No mem, no actually checksum, and we're now starting to implement them also with a ROM drive with an actually boot with a boot partition, same as what these have. Um, Again, this is still a work in progress. There's a lot of work being done behind the scenes. Joaquim is working diligently on it to try to have something that is workable. Now, both of these ROMs here that are in my hand, um, they have the 950, 900, and 700 image on it. So they can work on either one of those machines. And this is the 4 megabyte, and this is the 8. So what we're going to do is that we're just going to put this 4 right into the machine, just like that, and we're going to turn on. Now I have a Blue SCSI connected to it too, but it's not going to. I can make it boot from actually that. Let's go ahead and make it boot from actually that for now. I'm going to bypass the loading the extensions. I forgot. It went too fast. I'm used to it having to do memory check, and it didn't. Look at this machine. I think has 20 megs in it. Yeah, 20, because 16 on sims, and then the 4 that's on the board. So, but it went so fast that it just. Okay. So now, if I show you, sorry if this may be a bit bumpy, but if I show you the screen here, you're gonna see that that is the Mac OS stuff and the Blue SCSI toolbox and so forth. Okay, so that's basically what's on there. Now I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to do a shutdown. Okay, I'm going to try to hold this here, turn it on, and I'm going to boot into the ROM drive, okay, by holding down R. As soon as I see the radius thing here, I'm going to hit R and hold it. Okay. See how fast this boots up. You saw how fast that came up because that bypassed the actually RAM check and everything. And if you look, the icon is different. It is a, I'm out of focus, 3 megabytes boot partition. And if I go to about, you'll see this is a Quadra 720 megs running 711. Okay, so it did boot from this partition. Well, from this image that is on the ROM. There are a couple different programs on here. There's not much because really there's not much space with just a 3 megabyte partition. But it is coming from a ROM drive because you can see that it's got the lock there. Okay, so now I'm going to shut this down and I'm going to boot up into a RAM drive. And how I do that is by pressing A and R at the same time. As soon as I see the radius sign, I'm going to press that. Okay, A and R. Once the splash screen shows up, you can let go of it. And now I still have the same icon up there, but it still says 3 megabytes. Come on, focus. But if I go into it now, I no longer have the lock because I'm on a RAM drive now. And I still have, there's my ROM, there's my settings. Okay. So now I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to switch cameras. What I want to do now is I want to switch this over to the 8. So I'm just going to take the 8. I already have the image on this. So I'm going to put this in. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to let it boot up normal at first. I am going to try to bypass the extensions this time. So this is booting off of the Blue SCSI. Again, now you can see it's the same blue SCSI image. Okay, so I'm gonna shut down. Oh, it's off. Let's do ROM drive. I'm just gonna hold down R. Now that's booting as a ROM drive. And you see that up there I have a 7 megabyte partition now. Well, image. And if I go into that, you see that it is different. There are two other folders, games and utilities, not the same programs on it. 33K now, and the lock is there because this is a ROM drive. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do a shutdown again. This time I'm gonna press A and R for me to load up the RAM drive. Let's see, again now this is the 7.5 up there, well the 7. And now you'll see that I do not have the lock. This is a RAM drive. Okay, so this is to show that the ROMs do work in here. You can see it in there. Okay, there is no jumper to do. There's nothing to change over. You just put it in and go. All right, and the same thing will work on the SE30, but on the SE30, then there is a LED on this side that will turn on. Well, any of the Mac 2 family or SE and so forth, there is a LED on here that will turn on, and when that's on, that tells you that it's in the old format. It's in the Mac 2 type system. No LED means that it's in a Quadra or a Performa, or it's got one of the different pinout, because this ROM socket does have a different pinout compared to the other machines. So that's why you can't just take one of these and actually stick in here. It will fry this. Okay, so just be sure that you do not do that. So we saw the 4 and the 8 working. These are pre-made images. They will be on our GitHub page. So GitHub, I'll put a link in the description of this video. That'll take you to the GitHub, and you can see some of the images that are already there. There's not many yet. But if you don't have a programmer and you buy one of these ROMs and you let us know what image you want on it, we can put that on it, or else it will come with a stock Mac 2 or SE30 image that includes the actually Big Mess of Wire base ROM image, and with our version of a naturally boot disk. But if you do buy one and you email us and let me know that you want the Quadra 700, 950, 900 image on it, we can put that on it before it is shipped out to you. If you don't have a programmer. If you have a programmer and you got the software and everything, just download the images from our GitHub and you can do what you need to do with it. Okay, now if I take out the ROMs, you see I'm just gonna take it out. That's all I'm doing, nothing else. And I'm gonna turn it let's turn it on, and I'm gonna switch cameras here. So there's nothing there. So I'm gonna switch cameras here, turn it on, and we'll see that this is just gonna boot up normal. And you'll see how long it's gonna take for the RAM test. You see it's still doing the RAM test. So now finally it comes up. Come on, focus. Okay, there, finally. So you see, so now that is normal using the onboard RAM. ROM. So all I did was just take out the simm, nothing else. Okay, there is no jumper or nothing to change. Okay, so great benefit to have this because it skips those long memory tests, especially in a 950 or 900. If you've got that sucker loaded with RAM, using this image, you can bypass the actually RAM check. Now, I'm gonna put 3 files on the GitHub. One is just the base image, well, the base ROM that's got no actually boot section. It doesn't have a boot image on it. And then I'll put the 4 MB and the 8 MB. If you just want to use one of these with just a ROM image on it and no actually boot section, where you don't really need to do A and R, you can just write that to a 4 meg and stick it in there, and away you go. Okay, I did that yesterday, and I didn't even pad it. I just put it right at the beginning. I just took that 1 meg, wrote it to this 4 MB, and it worked. Um, so basically, yeah. I mean, this is all that I wanted to do on this video. Let y'all see how nice these actually ROMs are. It's the same. I don't have a SE30s available right now that I can put this on and show you of how it works, but it's if I stick it into, I don't have the cable for my newer programmer, but like if I was to stick this onto the programmer, onto my earlier programmer, and I plug this in, you'll see what I mean about the LED. See, there it is, and Windows detected the programmer, and now that's telling you that it's in this mode, which is the original Mac 2 and SE30 mode. So without the LED, it is working for a Quadra and so forth. But all of this is images are on our is on our GitHub. ROMs are available at the kmacvintage.com site. Just go to the shop. I still have some of the original ROMs in there at a much lower price. The 4 and the 8, I think, are still in there. I'll have to check. We are going to stop making these base ones because now we can provide these that do all the machines. So it's more cost effective to do the Universal ROMs. Okay, so once that these original ones for the Mac 2 sell out, we will not make any more of them. We'll do the Universal, and you buy those and use them. So, but yeah, these are available on our site. I'll put links in the description and to the GitHub page, where then you can go and download images. And if you do have one of these already, you can download, and the programmer, you can program your own ROMs and so forth. Programmers right now on the website, I think there are some still available, but they don't come with a case. All of our case is finished. I do have some more cases on order, and there are some more programmers coming soon. I have 20 PCBs ordered for me to make them. I've got cases ordered, and Joachim is also sending some over that he made that will go into the store inventory to sell, so for the programmers. So go see what's there. And by middle of April, end of April, there'll be a lot more of the programmers and also Universal ROMs available for you to get. So anyway, folks, thank you for watching this. I hope this was a bit helpful. If you got any questions, feel free to contact me and via email, kmacvintage@gmail.com. If you want to work on ROMs and that, Joachim is open to some help. There are some issues that he's running into, and if you have the skills and the know-how, it'd be nice to actually work with him together on some of these things. He really enjoys the hacking and working on the ROM, so hopefully some more people will actually get into it. if you like the video, do a thumbs up for me. Let me play this for 1 second.
Please hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications.
Anyway, thank you folks for watching, and if you got, like I said, if you got questions, either leave a comment here or send me an email, or you can also reach me on Twitter at KMacVintage or X, and also Blue Sky. Okay, thanks folks, bye-bye.